Some of you are frustrated because you're sitting there going, man, I feel like I'm doing the right things. But when I was looking at order, you can be doing the right things out of order. It says sequence.
When I hear order, I hear alignment. And part of being in alignment is dealing with some of the stuff, some of that stank that you ain't really dealt with. So we trying to move forward, but we got so much stank from our past that we ain't dealt with. You out of order.
It's like, yo, there are principles that God put in place. You follow the principles, man. Whether you call his name or you don't call his name, those principles themselves will safeguard you and bless you.
So you can pray all day long, but if you're praying and you have the same pattern, your praying is in vain. So I need you to pray, break the pattern, and then get in the right sequence, and then your production will go to the next level. It's about the right pattern as it relates to order.
And the out of order is what got you out of order.
Okay, now you didn't.
I'm just.
You don't know that you don't know that you don't.
Secret to Success podcast, baby.
What's going on, world? Welcome to another edition of the Secret to Success podcast. I'm your host, CJ, joined as always
by the Bayesian.
The Bayesian sensation is not here.
He's not here.
But I do have a much more attractive brother here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so Maul ain't here, but the muscles are still here.
The muscles are still here, and we got to share a mic, so I will be passing it to my brother TJ in the building. Y'all already know TJ, man. Family is back in the building. I got Douglas in the building. Douglas, how you feeling?
I feel phenomenal.
I'm really just going to pass this mic and let the two pastors take over. We are in Atlanta, Georgia, coming to you live. Maul is not here. Carl is not here. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. Here's what happened. When we did episode 500, we were supposed to do another episode and had one. It didn't work out like that. We got caught in a bad spot, so I told E, as soon as you finish preaching, we're just going to jump up. We got to keep the streak alive.
Come on.
We can't get to 500 and then be like, oh, okay, it fell off. But I'm going to pass the mic to both of y'all, but I want to make sure, I'm going to just go with what we talked about and what y'all been preaching about, order, right? And so we've been on this order thing very heavy, and it really hit me because you was talking about not only the blessings already being there, right? And so I want you to kind of, you can summarize the message, T, you can add to it, but you talked about when you get in order, it's not that God is not ready to bless you, it's not that your blessings ain't there, it's just you're not in the right position. And when you get in the right position, it's already right there, as opposed to people thinking like, I'm doing something to repel God's blessings. You know what I mean? Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, hey, I want to say this, and I said it in the sermon, but I want to break it down for you guys, right? So I was just talking about how my son, was in church, right? It's his mother's birthday, right? And there have been times where, Jay might have been working with Michigan State basketball, right? And, maybe it wasn't seasoned, but it was something that was like, you got an option. You could be with the squad or you could be at the crib, or other times. He might have been in a relationship and was like, I'm gonna do this. But it's so funny because it's like, whoever you're with, and you decide like, well, I'm not gonna be with mom for her birthday, I'm gonna be with them. Whoever you're with, they don't even love you like I want y'all to understand what I'm trying to say. Like, don't nobody love you like your mom. Number two, ain't nobody about to bless you like your mom about to bless you. So whatever else you're doing, you might be blessing them, but you're not about to get blessed from blessing nobody. But when you're with your mom, I don't care if it's her birthday, I don't care what it is. And so this year, he had an option, and he was like, Dad, what you think I should do? And I was like, I don't know what you should do. Like, I'm not going to teach you what order is. I taught you what order was as a child. Now you gotta execute on order. So he was like, all right, well, why you won't tell me? I said, because there have been things that I know that are important to you that I never had to tell you what you should do or what you shouldn't do. So I'm not sure why you think. You feel me? You feel me?
I know what you need to be talking about.
You feel me?
You never called ask about that.
He never called. I just called to say, you feel me? So I'm like, the same way you ain't had to call about, you know what I'm saying? However you was a pilot and you knew to take, you know what I'm saying? You knew what to do. You shouldn't have to call about your mom. And so he made the choice to be here. And what was so crazy, not only was he here, he got the whip this morning and went and got her breakfast.
Yeah.
Now he knows the bank that we go to, the event space, they already do breakfast.
Right.
But he was like, that's my, I was a manager, that's what I do, so I got her. And so got in the car, had all the stuff, the potatoes she liked, the this she liked, the that she liked, and I just was like, yo, this is crazy. As you bless her, because that's like the person that brought you into this earth, as you bless her, she's not even taking the blessings. She's thinking how she's gonna bless you from blessing her.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, why you blessing her in her brain? She like, I'm about to do this for you. So I was like, oh, she asked him, where you going after this? He's like, I'm going to Vegas with y'all. I'm going to celebrate your birthday. And so I'm like, oh, bruh, on your mom's birthday, she want to see you, she want to see her daughter. It ain't nothing else that she wants. Mm-hmm. And so, but by you blessing the person who brought you into this world, they gon' reciprocity. And so a lot of times we try to bless other people who ain't gonna be a blessing to us. Yeah. We try to look out for other people who ain't gonna look out. So when I talked about order, it's like, yo, there are principles that God put in place. And here go the crazy thing about God. When he gives you a gift, it's unto repentance. So meaning, when God gives you structure and order, if you do it, you still gonna be blessed whether you claim him or not. Like, if you like, I ain't really into church, and you pay tithe or you bless people, with the same measure that you give, it's gonna be given to you, pressed down, shaking it, and running over. I don't care if you claim to be, if you are a giver, that principle, if you do it, you gonna see and so that's what I meant when I said order. Yeah. When you do what you're supposed to do, one more step to make it practical. When you put oil in your car every 3,000 miles, every 4,000 miles, guess what's gonna happen? The engine is gonna be preserved. Mm-hmm. And that joker gonna give you 100,000, 200,000. When you don't put oil, so it's a principle. I hope I don't get in trouble, but you don't really need to do it 3. But the reason why they tell you 3, because they know most people ain't gonna do it in 3. Yeah. You're gonna wait till 4, and so by that time, it's in that range. But if you wanna take care of your car, the principle is, if you don't change nothing else, when you get a car, change the oil. And I'm telling you, I don't care what else you do. If you don't change the oil, you're gonna blow the engine, right? And so when you're dealing with God, you follow the principles, man, and whether you call his name or you don't call his name, those principles themselves will safeguard you and bless you.
Yeah. So when I hear order, I hear alignment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know, I'll be 43, right? Yeah. And so there was a show called Star Wars. I didn't really like Star Wars.
Me either.
But with Star Wars, when you wanted to lead a ship to go to a different area, you had to be on the spot. You had to be on that little circle. Yeah. Was it Beam Me Up, Scotty?
Beam Me Up, Scotty.
Beam Me Up, Scotty.
The capsule.
Yeah. So many of you are saying, beam me up, God, but you ain't on the spot for God to beam you up.
Yeah.
You out of alignment.
Yeah.
And so I hear people, and we hear in ATL, right? Forward means move forward.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we're trying to move forward with our stank.
Yeah.
And so I remember, I'm not the only one to see, I'm not gonna put my boy C out, but I remember, back in the day, when you come to your crib, you didn't feel like putting your clothes up, you take your clothes off, throw them on the floor. Yeah. Right? And then you go to bed, whether you get up in the morning, you pick up your shirt and you smell it. Yeah. This don't smell too bad, you put it on, go out. And then somebody say, man, you stink. You like, well, hold on, I don't know why I stink. Like, I took a shower. You took a shower, but you got on dirty clothes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we trying to move forward. Yeah. But we got so much stank from our past that we ain't dealt with. You out of order. So now we upset with God. Like, God, how come you out of order? Like, what do you mean? Well, you got to be in alignment. And part of being in alignment is dealing with some of the stuff, some of that stank that you ain't really dealt with. You blaming your mama. You blaming your daddy. Yeah. You blaming your spouse. Yeah. You blaming everybody except yourself. Yeah. Like, when you gonna hold yourself accountable? That goes back to the beginning. Mm-hmm. Adam and Eve. Adam like, God, it was Eve, the woman you gave to me. Like, when you stop blaming other people, right, and you get on the spot and say, okay, how can I deal with the stank in my life? Let me tell you a secret. We all got stank.
Yeah, we do.
We all, I don't care, me, see, we all got stank. Yeah. But the problem is we continue to try to put on stuff that we know is dirty, that we know stank, and we try to hide it. Like I remember, I'm gonna put them on blast, but one of my brothers-in-law, when they was young, they were going out on a date, see, and they put on like 10 pounds of cologne. Oh, come on. I'm like, El Choker nigga. I'm like, hold on. Like, the whole flow smell like, listen, you can't cover stank with, I missed that. You trying to cover it. Don't cover it, you got to get rid of it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good. And so I think the thing that hit me as you've been preaching this, and as we walk it through, I want you to think, because I know some of you are frustrated because you're sitting there going, man, I feel like I'm doing the right things. But when I was looking at order, because, you know, again, when you preach, I'm trying to learn and listen. By the way, when he's speaking, I want to let everybody know out in listener land, if you see me out and he's speaking, I'm really listening.
Right, so don't.
So, like, people come like at a conference, like we was at the conference, and they was like, "Hey," so I'm like, "Eat talking." Like I'm still a student. Does that make sense? What I'm trying to say?
Yeah, don't talk to me while he's talking.
Right, bruh. So order says the arrangement or disposition of people or things in relation to each other according to a particular sequence, pattern, or method. See what I'm saying? So also sequence. So here's the challenging part. And I know we jumped into this quick because we don't have a whole lot of time today. The reason I had to go real quick is because Didi in the car like gassed up. She about to leave E, right? But what I wanted to say to y'all who are struggling, and E's been on it, man. I feel like it's been so poignant. You can be doing the right things out of order.
Yeah, that's good.
That's the part that it really hit me today when I was listening. I was like, man, it says sequence.
Yeah.
So if you look at, we always talk about the formula. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So you could take, so parentheses, exponents, you could go do the multiplication, division, really all of it correctly. And the answer could be completely wrong based on being out of order because you didn't do it sequentially. So that's the part I'm challenging you.
Yeah.
And as in these upcoming sermons, you haven't hit on that enough because there is an order of when you dating. There's an order of why you told me, hey, C, stop having sex. Hey, don't live together before marriage. Hey, get your finances in order before you buy the house. Get your house in order before you had the kids. You know what I'm saying? And so there's an order, and when you look at your life, you go, okay, I'm not perfect, but I am trying to follow an order. And I think the sequential thing is something that I really need you to go next level on, because I think there are people who are going, yo, I went to college. I graduated college. I graduated high school. I got married. I got my degree. I got my job. How come I'm looking around, this don't look like what I thought it should look like. But sequentially, it might not be there.
No, that's what I'm saying with the sermon. That's why it's crazy, because Nabal was like, yo, he had 1,000 sheep. He had like about 800 goats. And he took care of his sheep and his goats. Like he did. Like he had a wife, he had servants. Like when she went to go and like, let me go try to fix this, it was his work that she was able to take out this raisin bread and this dress goat. Like he handled his business, bro. But one thing he did was out of order, it was out of sequence, was that when it was time to give the man of God, he was like, I'm good on that. So it's like, bro, now you just destroyed the sequence, because according to the law, this don't got nothing to do with heaven. This is Israel's law. So according to Israel's law, David is king. David's servants it's kind of like when people ask, why you gotta pay taxes in America? Well, you've probably never been to a third world country before. It is because the structure of the United States of America that allows you to be a speaker. You can't go to a third world country and be like, I'm about to be a motivational speaker. I'm about to be a consultant. So what America is saying is, we set you up to be able to live the American dream. So a part of living the American dream is you have to take a portion of your money, the state that you live in. The state is saying, we're responsible for trash. We're responsible for getting your mail. We're responsible for having police officers. So we're doing all these things to make sure that wherever you live, there's some, they call it civil for a reason. We want your experience to be civil. So you have to help us pay for this, and that. So my man is going, oh, I did all of this, and I'm not cognizant of all the things that had to happen to help me do this. So he went out of sequence where it's mine. It's like, nothing is yours. If you're a part of a civilized society, you might have played your part, but the society helped you to be able to play that part. Right. So he was out of sequence and was like, no, you ain't getting this, and you ain't getting this, and you ain't getting that. And so David was like, hold up for a minute. We did this for you. We did that for you. Like, you might not know, but your sheep, you got 1,000 sheep, bro. They was all over the place. I love what the servant said. We were there. He put a wall of protection around us. So you got to pay for that. And so David was saying, I'm not asking you for nothing for free. I'm saying based on, and so sequential, everything else was going great for him. At that point, he broke the sequence and he had to deal with the consequences of dealing with the sequence.
And I want to make sure y'all didn't miss what he said. He broke the sequence.
Yeah.
Remember, life isn't about, life, your future isn't based upon just what you hope for or wish for. It's your habits, right? You don't create your life, you create your habits. And so you have to look at the pattern that you have in your life right now. Your pattern is what's producing what you have in your life. So listen, quiet as kept. Me and my girl, we didn't follow sequential order, right? We had a child, then we got married, right? Then we tried to go buy a house when we didn't get our finances. We was out of sequence. And we realized when we met E, in order for things to get right, we have to see the pattern of destruction in our life. Then we have to interrupt that pattern and then get it in the right sequence. Some of you saying, okay, I get it E, I get it C, like, I got the wrong sequence. What do I do now? You got to break the pattern. Like, I don't care what you got to do, right? Stop crying, stop complaining, stop whining, and do me a favor. It's going to sound taboo. Stop praying. Oh, Pastor, no, I didn't say don't pray. I said stop praying. You pray and don't do nothing. Faith without works is dead. So you can pray all day long, but if you're praying and you have the same pattern, your praying is in vain. So I need you to pray, break the pattern, and then get in the right sequence, and then your production will go to the next level. It's about the right pattern as it relates to order.
Let me ask you a quick question, T. As it relates to order for you, you said you did things out of order, and then you had to try to get back in order as you're out of order, right? Because now you like, no, I'm just saying, like, you don't got the bread, you got a child, you're not married, and it's like, okay, now I'm here, let me get in order. But now you're trying to get in order from almost a deficit. What were the steps you had to take tangibly when you were out of order? They hearing y'all, they like, yo, I hear y'all, E, I'm with you, I've been listening to the sermons. Y'all all should be listening to both of their sermons anyway. But
I'm gonna say this, bro, I don't know if you ever read the Bible, bro, but when you get to Mark, Matthew, Luke, bro, it's like boring as all get out, bro. This father was the son of father, who father was the son of, and it's like a whole chapter of, I'm like, bro, why are we talking about who the son, bro, I'm like, what is this for? Like, let's get to he walked on water. I want to get to let's get to the action. Let's get to the work. But it's order. So I think the first thing I had to do was I had to be honest about my relationship to order. Like, I had to be honest about the fact that I hate order. I hate structure. I'm not interested in it. When I look at me and CJ, TJ, I literally attracted people who ain't about order. I had to be real. All my people who killing the game, we ain't in no order. And so it was like, okay, God, one, I acknowledge I don't like order. Two, create within me a clean heart and renew a right spirit. I'm never gonna like order unless you make me see the importance of order. And guess what he did? He said, go back to Genesis. And I was like, okay, for what? Because he was like, all the stuff you like, it started with order. It started with day one, I created this. Day two, I could have created everything in one day, but I was trying to show y'all order. So then I fell in love with, the way our personality is, we can get anything we want. We can start anything. We can't finish it. We can't manage it. We can attract it. We can start it, but we can't finish nothing. And so God was like, okay, so then if you want to finish, if you want your bank account to keep growing, if you want the podcast to keep going, you got to fall in love with order, because that personality y'all have starts it, but that personality don't finish it. Or we do all of this and we lose it, or we doing all of this and we looking at other people like, yo, my man ain't even as dope as me. How is that he got all of this? He may not be as dynamic, but he's developed and he got a system and he got a strategy. And what we was doing, you couldn't scale that. You couldn't scale what we was doing. And so God was like, I need you to see that order is the thing that's gonna help you. It is actually the answer to all your problems. It is the solution to all your problems. And then I fell in love with it and I started hanging with people. And then God showed me the assessment. And when God showed me the pilot, air traffic control, grounds crew, and the flight attendant, I was on the plane and God was like, this joker don't take off without the air traffic control. Y'all got it twisted. Y'all think that the pilot is running this ship. The pilot ain't running the ship. It is the air traffic control, where you sit on the plane, the bags. Bro, we just got on an 8-seater. Ooh, we got on an 8-seater plane, bro. Huh. Flying from St. Croix to St. Thomas, called Cape Air. Watch this, bro. They literally was 8 of us. I watched the pilot. They literally looked at all of us. It was like, how much you weigh?
Big man.
Come on right here.
Man.
Come sit right, bro.
Outside, big man.
Bruh, when I tell you, they put us in like 2, they had the 2 up there, another 2, then me and Didi, then another 2, and then the skinny dude in the back. They had him sit in the back. They had one dude up front with, like, they literally put suitcases. They put some up here. They put some, because it's a small plane. Yeah. And I promise you, it was a smooth, bro, let me tell y'all something. It was an 8-seater, bro. You got to get in like this. 8-seater. But can I tell you this? That 8-seater was smoother than any, not scarier, because there's no, it's just like you looking outside. So scarier, but I promise you, I got on the big boy, the one where you get on and they split the, bro, I got on one of those and had the craziest ride I ever had, bro. Terrible. That 8-seater, when my man put you here, and put all of the stuff, and bruh. And so I'm saying what the Lord had to show me was, be honest, you are out of order. And be honest, you don't like order. And be honest, you're gonna need me to do I'm talking about, I don't know what it's called, bruh. A renovation, a reno, I don't know, a fix, a flip, I don't know what you call it. But God was like, we're gonna have to start you all over again.
And he said, listen, for me, I think the biggest thing is they say, in order to change, you gotta first admit you need to change.
Yeah.
And you gotta, and a lot of times we don't wanna admit that we messed up.
Yeah.
And so we get caught up in this culture of trying to keep up with the Joneses, and that's old school. But I think we get to a point for me, it was like, okay, when I realized I was out of order and I didn't do it in the right sequence, man, I don't want to admit that I was wrong. I don't want to admit that my twin brother Andre was right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to admit that you get a job, right? You get settled down, you get married. I didn't want to admit that I was wrong. And so they always say, see, people don't drown because they can't swim. People drown because they panic. And I think when we realize we're out of order, when we realize other people are where we want to be, we start panicking. And then once you start panicking, we just digging deeper instead of taking a step back. Maybe I got to take 2 steps back in order to take 1 step forward. I know that's not mathing, but none of us want to take a step back. So you know what? I'm not going to be with them.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm not going to be on their level.
That's good.
But I got to do this now
step back one.
to bless my future. And so we don't want to take a step back.
That's it.
We want to keep up. But the more you keep up, now you're taking 7 steps back and you ain't taking no steps forward. So God said, do me a favor. Take a couple steps back. Be behind them.
That's it.
Today, so you can be where you're supposed to be tomorrow. So you're so focused on comparing where you are today, and then 10 years from now, you're still in the same place.
That's good.
Because you didn't focus on today.
And I'm telling you, here go the deal though. Like, I get you, bruh. Like, it's hard to go back. But you gotta look at it as not going back. You gotta look at it as setting it right.
That's good.
You gotta look at it as like, I'm about to set the right foundation. So from now on, when I move, all those
You
moves
ever been putting
back.
something together and you know you're wrong and the pieces and you like, I can't start over, bruh. I've been working on this for 3 hours and it's like that one elbow piece you missed on that side and you like, bruh. I promise you. That's so hard though.
It is.
It's hard.
It's hard.
See, come on, bruh.
Hey, I made a bookshelf years ago, and I had to finish. And when I had it finished, I noticed I had the unfinished side facing out.
No question.
And I looked at it, and I was like, look, this is what you do. Especially when you I was like, you know what? This is like art.
It's art.
You know what I'm saying?
It's art.
I did this on purpose. You know what I'm saying? I want to be different. So I made it sound good to me. But when my wife came home ordered, she was like, that's the wrong side.
Take it apart.
So then you start lying. Because you don't want to admit, like, no, I did it on purpose, babe. It's art.
Bring down your standard.
You bring your standard down.
You bring your standard down because you don't want to take steps back. So you change it to feel comfortable.
No question.
But when we got somebody of order, V said, no. Let's take it back apart. So it took me, and here's the sweet part, see? I knew it was wrong halfway through. But I didn't want to go back halfway through. So I finished it. Had I went back halfway through, it would have took me less time to fix it. But I finished it because I didn't want to go back. But when somebody of order stepped in, she said, no, it's wrong. So when God tells you it's wrong, stop. You knew it was wrong. Stop. You didn't stop. And now you got to go 10 steps back. What that go back to go?
Go back to go.
Go back to go.
And do not collect $200. Don't collect $200.
Let me tell y'all something. I hope I can help y'all out. And I'm not trying to bust nobody out, but we in the house of the Lord. And I gotta tell the truth. T, somebody called me like a week or two ago and was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like they played ball, you know what I'm saying? They did their thing and they like, yo, I need a job or I need some money, I need something. And it's funny because, and I'm not trying to dog the person, but I'm like, this person made millions of dollars playing professional sports. And I was like, yo, but I know people who make $62,000 a year who got almost $1 million in their 401k saved up. And so what I'm trying to tell you is, and I'm not trying to bust nobody, I'm just trying to give you an example of one person in order with appearingly
62,000.
I'm just saying, 62 grand a year. I'm talking about blue collar as it get. And he showed me his account and was like, yep, we've been investing for 30 years. I've been putting this much aside. I've been doing this. And I'm like, this dude almost got $1 million stacked up in his account. And this person made millions at a time. And like, yo, y'all hiring. And I'm like, yo. So what I'm trying to tell you is, if you listen and you like, man, why isn't it going? The order is a cheat code.
Yeah, the order is a cheat code.
Because you don't have to be sweet to get in order and to receive the blessings.
That's good. You don't got to be sweet to be in order.
No. You just get in order. And I'm telling you, I'm looking at my man who making 62, where you might be looking like, oh, God ain't blessing me financially. But he in order, and so now his bank account and everything else is looking like order, and it's looking like success, where my man was making millions and his doesn't. So that's what I'm telling you. In any area of your life, you don't got to be sweet.
Just
get in order. What you said it. Your body ain't looking like you want. I promise you. All you got to do it. Okay, I'm out of order. I'm eating late night. They told me to intermittent fast. They told me not to eat all the carbohydrates. They told me not to eat all that sugar. The second you start doing it, you start getting back on track and you get in order. And then you look up and go, whoa, I'm in order now. So anything, your marriage, let me tell you something. It's a cheat code to your marriage. Let me tell y'all why y'all losing in your marriage. It clearly says God, then your spouse. Okay, y'all know God, right? Because everybody like, oh, I put God first. You understand that. But some of y'all worship y'all kids. Some of y'all letting your... Bruh.
You letting your kids do whatever they want.
You letting your kids do whatever. I'm saying you out of order. So then you look up and now you like, why me and my spouse, we ain't having sex, we ain't connected, she not looking at me like I'm not looking at her. You're really just out of order. So it's been so deep.
And the out of order is what got you out of order.
Okay, now you didn't.
I'm just.
You don't know that you don't know that you don't. Yeah, I'm saying
with triple dark.
No. I'm just saying. So look, that to me, that's the biggest thing that y'all been preaching about. That I've been taking so many notes because I've been working on the album. Shout out to the crew. I got some heat coming for y'all.
Come on, we need it.
But the order is really the cheat code.
It's the cheat code.
And so if you could, you don't got to make a lot of money. You don't got to be super buff. You don't have to be super spiritual.
No.
It's an order.
It's an order.
And so real quick before we go, I want both of y'all to talk about how you find your order, right? Like what's for you. And so if you want to identify the area, boom, we're going to self-assess. You ever heard that word?
Yeah, I heard it.
You're going to self-assess. You're going to lock in on the area. You're going to lock in on that area, and now you're going to begin to get it in order. What should I be doing if I don't know necessarily how to get it back in order?
I'm the oldest, so I'm going to go first. Listen to me. It's two ways. Try to do both, because really you don't got to do both. It's the Bible, right? And that's going to give you all the order you need.
Where should we start reading?
If I were you, whatever I'm struggling with, because you got Chat GPT now, so if I'm struggling in communication, or if I'm struggling in my health, or if I'm struggling in my marriage, I would just go to Chat GPT and just say, hey, I'm struggling in my marriage. I'm struggling in my ministry. What are the common things that you see to stop people from being successful? And can you show me what those are and give me a plan to overcome them, right? And then when they tell you what it is, you might go, out of the 6, I ain't struggling with 4. So then you focus on the 2 and get a plan for the 2. But here's the deal. 1, the Bible, tell it to tell you all the text you need, give you all the stories you need that's relevant to it. And then in real life, can I be real? the way we became wealthy, bro, we was with Dan Gilbert. We was with Warren Buffett, bro. He started studying other motivational speakers and what they were doing. And you know what we realized? The reason why they was making money is because they weren't working. Like they weren't speaking. They was making all their money off passive income. Like we looking at them like, oh, they killing the game. They must, like if he making that much, how many speeches he doing? Bro, I don't care how much they paying you. It's only so many days you could be on stage talking. They was making money in their sleep. So Warren Buffett, yep, he got houses maybe in California in the rich neighborhood, but guess what? In my neighborhood in Michigan, where I built 20 years ago, he owns, like when you see the house for sale, it says Berkshire Hathaway. Yeah. Bruh, they didn't make their money off of talking. They make their money. And so we were like, we need to get real estate, right? We read the Bible. We need to pay our tithes. We need to pay our tithes on our business. We need to shut down on Saturday. So if I do a gig and there's 20,000 people and I could sell 20,000 books, I just wouldn't do it. I'm like, all right, God, and I would tell God, I don't know if you saw how much money that was, but that was a lot of money I could have made on books. I ain't tripping, but I'm saying I sacrificed making $20,000 on these books. I'm honoring you. I'm going with order. Don't sell on the Sabbath, but can you? And he like, boy, don't play with me. You know I got you. So when we started looking at Warren Buffett and what they was doing, it was like, no, we need equity deals. We need to get our own products. Like we need to write books. Our book needs to be a business plan. We need the album, like we don't need to be making our money from standing up doing something. Yeah. We need to make our money from our sleep, right? And so I would say find people. If you're trying to be in a healthy relationship, there's some people in your neighborhood that's older than you that's been doing it that can tell you, you writing the book, bro, we got with the best of the best. Yeah. And Roy helped us to get on the New York Times bestseller. We didn't go to Roy because he was cute and he sound good. We went to him because he wrote 3 New York Times bestsellers and he had actually written them for some other people. Yeah. So he was like, yo, I got the formula. Yeah. Now he said, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. We can do everything we're supposed to do, and it still may not work. But we got to do everything it says to do if it's going to work. Yeah. So to me, the Bible and people who are successful, and here go the hard part, humbling yourself. I don't know how many young people I know. I'm like, why are you even asking me if you already know? Like, for real, I'll be sitting with young people, they talking to me more than I'm talking to them. I'm like, yo, you just asked me a question, and you just sat here and talked for 30 minutes. You don't need me. If you know what to do, go do it. So if you're gonna sit down with somebody, you gotta be coachable. And you gotta pretend like you dumb, you stupid, and you don't know nothing. Because rich people don't wanna be sitting and having no conversation with you, or intelligent people don't wanna be talking to nobody that's already smart. Like I'm a teacher. Right. Like that's what my degrees are in. The reason why I don't like preaching at certain churches, because you already know everything. What are we talking about? You ain't gonna do nothing but judge me. You ain't gonna do nothing but critique me. Why? Because you know what I know. I'm a teacher. I don't teach 5th grade math to 8th graders. I teach math to 4th graders who don't know 5th grade math yet. Does that make sense? And so a lot of you're not coachable. You know everything. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what you know is only gonna keep you where you are. So you need to pretend like you dumb and you stupid and you don't know nothing when you're sitting with the greats so that you can consume their information. Bruh.
Oh, that's game.
Can I say this though, y'all?
That's game.
Bruh, this is why you gotta hang with people who deeper than you. Bruh, I was making 150 grand speaking. Ain't nobody in my family seen that money in a year. So most of the cats that I run with, bruh, you making 150, but when you start getting with billionaires, bruh, your 150 an hour, they looking at you like, what, 150? We don't got no product that make 150.
And you had to go work for it.
And I had to work for it. They doing it in their sleep. So that's why it's important not to hang with people who on your level. And a lot of us like to. Why? Because you feel big time. You feel superior. You feel good about yourself when you better than everybody in the room. But when you go to a room and you dumb and you stupid and you don't know, you walk out of that room and you like, what? You trying to tell me that making money, I don't care how much you make, you trying to tell me if I have to physically be there, that's whack? They like, bruh, what happens when you can't speak? What happens to your kids then? Create a product that even when you die, that product is still on the shelf, your kids gonna still be able to eat. And I was like, I got it. So for me, the last one would be, don't just go get the information, be coachable and eat that stuff up and apply. Because it's just entertainment if you don't apply it. Apply what they teach you.
So we've been talking about sequence.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about order. So my thing is this: if something's not right, we need to fix it.
Right.
And if it's out of sequence, we need to go where? We need to go to the beginning.
Yeah. Start over. Yeah.
And in the beginning, it's Genesis.
Yeah.
It says in the beginning, see, in the beginning, God created.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop right there. That was your praise spot. I know all y'all don't go to church, but that's your praise spot.
Yeah, they should be going if they watching us.
So when I hear in the beginning God created,
Yeah.
you gotta create.
Yeah.
Not just pray. You gotta create peace in your household. You gotta create happiness. You talking about passive income? I have to create something that's going to bring me passive income.
Yeah.
You are complaining because you don't have, but you don't have because you're not creating.
That's good.
It says in the beginning, God created. What have you created? My wife not happy. Have you created something to make her happy? My husband not happy. Have you created
something?
My children are out of order. Have you created order in your household?
Yeah.
Are you in order? So you're not creating, and that's why you're not getting what you want to get. Listen very carefully.
That's rain, baby.
Can I be transparent? I've been blessed. I've spoken in Dubai on the stage with E. I've been into the NFL, corporate 500. E, I ain't even tell you, I coach, life coach, a vice president of a Fortune 500 company, right? God has blessed me to go amazing places. But I was talking to E the other day, right? I had to create humility in order to be coached. Hear what I said? I said create humility. He said, T, like most speakers aren't where you at. But if you're trying to go where you're trying to go, he says you need to develop relationships. Here's what I heard, see. I have to create opportunities for me to have relationships. I'm not on a podcast. He said, why not? I said, I just don't, you not at next level. He said, why not? I'm an introvert. See, he tell you, he grew up with me. Like I do this, I'm a pastor, but see, he tell you, when I was in 7th grade, 8th grade, I ain't talk. I'm an introvert. And so I'm complaining about not getting more, but you have to become more in order to get more. T, how do I become more? You gotta create. So I have to create opportunities to get around people who are going to pour into me and bless me. I think Jamal says it best, and I'm gonna mess it up, Jamal. But your level of exposure, your level of exposure determines your level of elevation.
That's it.
So you want to elevate, but you're not creating opportunities to elevate. Here's my last piece, right? I said go back to the beginning. In the beginning, God created, right? So when we get done with this podcast, go create. Take action. My last piece is this. When God created Adam and Eve, he said, be fruitful, multiply, subdue, and have dominion. When you don't have dominion over your tongue, when you have dominion over your thoughts, when you don't have dominion over your relationships,
help me, Holy Ghost.
Over your finances,
help me, Holy Ghost.
You out of order. So what's the sequence? Create and have dominion. You are out of order because you have no dominion. My kids are acting a fool. Well, when they were 6 and 7, you have, see all the time, why your son say yes sir, no sir? My son's 22, my oldest son. He in the NFL right now with Seattle Seahawks. I call him yes sir, no sir. Bruh, he don't have to. He does it because when he was 3.
You created that.
When he was 4, when he was 5, I created it. I gave him order. Son, this is how I have dominion in my household. And so now at 22, when he's 42, all my kids will know this is how you deal with me. I created order. If you want your life to change, you got to begin to create. Listen, you got to be fruitful. You have to multiply. You got to subdue.
You got to create.
You must have dominion. I don't care if you don't believe in God or not. Think about it. The rappers you listen to, the singers you listen to, anybody who in the world, what are they doing? They creating. What are they doing? They being fruitful. They multiplying. They subduing. Do me a favor. Stop praying if you ain't gonna be fruitful. Just do me a favor. Don't pray to God and then sit there and wait for God to show up. God's not a genie. God said, listen, you reap what you sow. Do me a favor. Sow.
Hey man, there's so much more. We gotta go.
We do this, though? Let me just ask him a quick question.
Can we?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. You got the mic.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No. This you got the same mic. You got the auto mic.
Okay.
No, go for it.
So TJ, you talked about creating, and you talked about, because I did ask you why you're not on the podcast. So when did we have that conversation?
Yesterday.
I just want them to see. I just want them to see. That's how you change. You talk about it. You confess. You, like he said. And he like, I need to. And he didn't have to do nothing. He just got in order. And what was the order? The order was TJ being honest. Mm-hmm. That was the order. Because I was like, why you not doing it? He gave me all this stuff. I was like, bruh, I'm gonna ask you again. Why aren't you doing it? Because all the stuff you told me, none of that stuff is the truth.
And what I told him, I'm gonna be transparent because it's gonna free some of y'all. I told him I wasn't on it because I felt like I had to be invited to be on it.
Right.
He said, wait a minute, like this is ETA. You work for ETA. This is like when Eric was traveling and speaking and C&E were building ETA, who was taking care of the church?
Right.
Before we had this, who was taking care of the church? I was in the background, but God said you gotta have a private victory before you have a public victory. And so I'm sitting in the background and not coming to something that I helped create.
Right.
I helped create it from the background. I supported C. I supported E. I was there back when it was Break the Cycle, when it was all of us speaking. And E like, invited, bro,
right.
What do you mean invited? And so I'm in my head worrying about how I'm the third wheel. Third wheel? Like, no, this is part of what you built, the foundation. And so I had to get out. This is yesterday, y'all.
Right.
I had to get out of, so I'm here on the podcast 24 hours later, and we in the back. I said, we doing podcast? Yeah, we doing podcast. T, where you at? Let's go. Podcast. Order.
I just want y'all to see how quick
Absolutely.
It wasn't even 24 hours ago.
We got to continue this.
Yeah, we got
because I know I jumped right into it, and I usually can lay the foundation for it better.
Yeah.
If we had more time, but man, I do encourage y'all, go to YouTube, go to APOC Ministries, APOC Ministry. I ain't never asked y'all to go listen to no sermons, but I'm telling you, go back about a month and just start listening to this series, and you will have the cheat code for how to get your life in order and how to get what you want out of life. When I look at all of the stuff that we're talking about, I'm like, man, I'm not perfect, but I have been smart enough to put my stuff in order. And again, I tell y'all all the time, this is a hack for me. I ain't necessarily know all of this going in. I just applied it. And so I'm telling you, if I can apply it, you can apply it too. We love y'all. We out of here. We'll see you next week.
I want you to focus on here right now. Don't you worry about when you get home. You concentrate on this opportunity. You don't worry about tomorrow. You concentrate on this opportunity with all your might, with all your soul, with all your heart.
Thank you so much for rocking with us as always, right? We don't take it lightly, guys. And we hope that we've provided transformation and not just information. We want you to become the best version of yourself, right? Make sure you check out the show notes to access all the important links and get your product discounts. Now, one favor we're asking of you, do us this favor. Make sure you subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We want to know your feedback on how we can serve you better. And if there's anyone that you think could benefit from listening to this show, please, I'm begging you, please share it with them. And remember, as E always says, if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.